Hello and welcome to Homorazzi. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about today, but before we get to that, we're going to do our usual check-in and see what's new in our lives. Tommy, what's new with you?
What did we just have? We just had a long weekend.
Yeah.
We had Remembrance Day in Canada, which is Veterans Day in the States, which came so fast after Halloween that I wasn't even ready for it. And I'm sick again.
Well, you had house guests, right?
I had house guests, and there was a whole bunch of people from out of town, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like, let's go out. I was like,
Now you're single, so you're banging a lot of guys. So
no,
that's gotta get you down.
stop it. We're not going to talk about that.
I'm sorry, a lot of guys are banging you. That was so rude of me.
Right.
Speaking of, how was your weekend, Patrick?
My weekend was fine.
Yeah?
You weren't staying at my house, so that was a different change. I had some peace and quiet. that kind of
Freeloader.
thing.
Freeloader. I bring a 60 of vodka every time I stay at his place. So
Oh,
trust
that's
me.
pretty sweet.
Well, what I was going to talk about was last weekend, how I was doing that competition that I told you
Oh,
guys
the
about.
CrossFit one.
Yeah,
I
so-
saw pictures from the. I even came up to you after at 1181, and I looked at the photos of that, and I just said, I mean, hats off to you. That does not look easy. That does not look fun.
Yeah.
That does not look like I would enjoy it at all. So kudos to you for doing
And I
it.
appreciate that because you normally just make fun of me.
Well,
and-
I'm still gonna make fun of you because it's
but
ridiculous.
I appreciate it. No, it was actually very hard. The first event, which was on the Friday, I was super nervous for all day long. But once I got over that, the rest of the competitions, I wasn't as nervous.
So how many gay guys were at this thing?
Who knows? Everyone is in the closet if they're gay. So
Your grinder wasn't blowing up?
I didn't go on Grindr. I was too busy working out and stretching and all that kind of stuff.
Stretching.
Here's what you do. Grinder on,
And
leg
then
over your
go,
shoulder, do your
come
stretch.
back,
There you
check
go,
it out.
done. It's
And
not that
Adam,
hard.
what's new with you?
Nothing is new. No, the long weekend was great. Caught
It
up
was
with friends.
fun.
Yeah, it was. The weather held out, and there were a lot of parties to go to, including some of Tommy's. And I met a cute guy, so that was kind of nice.
And they've had a follow-up date already, apparently. So.
You
Yes.
did not.
We had a cuddle movie date, and we didn't even have sex. Heavy on the frottage, but no actual sex. So it was quite good.
And on that
I'm
note,
gonna officiate that wedding.
and on that note, we're going to move on to some actual gossip that
some
doesn't
real
have to do with
gossip.
us, and we're going to talk about Miley Cyrus, who's still making headlines about the stuff that she does.
Yeah, so she was at the EMAs, which is the European Music Awards.
Europe Music Awards.
Europe
It's
Music
not even
Awards.
European.
It's just
so
MTV
stupid.
in Europe.
Can we see it? There's a clip, I think.
Sure,
right?
let's go to a clip of it first.
You know, I couldn't fit this award in my bag, but I did find this. So thank you guys very much. Good night, everybody. Thank you. EMAs, thank you for having me. I love y'all so much.
I used to be a big Miley hater. I'm kind of over hating it now.
So now you approve of this?
I don't. It's not,
or-
it's not that I approve of it, but I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's the Netherlands, so it's
Yeah.
not
So it's
technically-
completely legal. She
Well,
can smoke up wherever she wants.
Yeah, so I thought that was it. It's actually just not illegal there. It's like the whole Vancouver thing. Like you won't get arrested, and
Yeah.
they can sell it. It's just not legalized.
I don't
But it
know.
was
so-
censored for viewing in the U.S. though.
It's so ridiculous.
It's so weird,
God,
but-
it's so dumb. Which just made it huger because
Yeah.
now everyone's going online and everyone's talking about it because you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So it just played into her hand that much better.
I have no problem with the fact that she did that. It's
Yeah, I think I'm just done with hating on her. I think no matter what, she is not gonna return my text messages when I tell her she needs to calm down.
What phone number are you texting? 1-900-MILEY?
So I mean, whatever. Let's just let her have fun.
All right, well, next we're going to talk about Alanis Morissette. You remember her. She had Jagged Little Pill, and it was the best-selling
was my first
album
CD.
of the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Now,
amazing.
before we go to that, let's check out Ironic, one of my favorite music videos from then.
It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride on your already paid.
All right, so the reason why I wanted to show you that and to talk about Jagged Little Pill is actually they are going to be making a musical.
Yeah.
This album is inspiring a musical on Broadway.
I'm into it. Do you know why? Because there is some really bitchy tracks on there that,
yeah.
that could like evoke emotion.
So here's my question. Is this going to be like a musical and it's just her songs done?
It's
Or is it going to be
probably
like ABBA, Mamma Mia style?
Well, but I think what it's going to be is I think it's going to be like Mamma Mia, where there's a story, but her songs are put in to move the story along, just like Mamma Mia is put
Yeah,
in.
and I think the content on the album, there's going to be enough for an arc, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's angry.
I just want Uninvited. I want that creepy ass
That was
song.
not on that album.
Oh, what?
It's not on Jagged
I thought
Little
that
Pill.
was like
That came
the
later.
secret one. Isn't that the sneaker track at the end? Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. What, did you have the cassette tape when it came out? We were supposed to have the CD.
And you fast forwarded and you
yeah,
went to
it
like
goes all
a
the
few
way.
minutes
It's the
later.
end of it. Anyway, that song's creepy as shit, so I want to see what they come up with that for the play.
Do you remember CDs?
I do remember. Wait, no, I'm too young for that. What are CDs? BitTorrents.
I'm excited to see it. It'll probably tour. She's gonna make a bunch of money from it.
Good for her.
And she's Canadian.
All right, moving on from Alanis, we are going to talk about some more music. And first up is Lady Gaga, who has her art pop album that just came out.
Yep.
And we've all had time to listen to it. What do you guys think?
I will go second.
Okay.
Okay. I pick and chose songs that I want to listen to. I do not have time to listen to 16 Lady Gaga songs or whatever the is on this thing. Looking at the lyrics, too much of this goddamn mythological references. As much as I am a Greek myth nerd at heart, I don't need to hear about Aphrodite and fucking Mephistes or whatever in every goddamn song. That said, the GUI is actually my favorite song out of all of them.
DUI?
GUI.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you were just embarrassing yourself
Anyway,
today.
actually, I'll let you go last if you want to have the final
I'll go
word.
last, yeah.
I actually disagree with Adam. I think that it's not so mythological, the whole album. I think it's a lot more, I think she had a lot more fun with it. I think it's not as intense and meaningful as the ones that her previous albums that she tried to do. And I think she was sort of, as Nelly Furtado would put it, musically promiscuous. She tried different genres. She did some rap, she did some hip hop, and I like it. I think it's great.
It's a masterpiece.
Okay, wow.
If you listen to it from beginning to end, there's actually like a story to the way she presented it.
Yeah, and before we move on to the next artist, we were wanting to talk about what her rebuttal to
Right.
Madonna and to Perez Hilton on Howard Stern.
She talks about the feud with Madonna and the feud with Perez. Now, of course, the Madonna fans jumped onto this right away saying, why is she always talking about Madonna, blah, 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 when in reality, she talked about Madonna for about 30 seconds, saying that she doesn't care.
Yeah. Well,
She
why don't we
doesn't-
listen to a clip?
Yes.
You know, there's always this pissing match. You know, should she take her torch? You know, and is she the new her? And is she going to outlast her, or not? And there's this thing with some people that I'm a threat to the throne, and I don't want your fucking throne.
Right.
And no thanks.
She's not trying to use Madonna's name to get into the news. She's actually saying, I don't care. And I think she's done with it.
Well, I love how she said that she thinks that Madonna's just mad that she doesn't care.
Well, and you know what, though?
so bitchy, too.
Probably. I mean, they love to take stabs back and forth at each other. But I really think that the Madonna-Gaga feud, the Gaga-Katy Perry nonsense, Britney, that's all fan-driven. They probably all sit around a table and like, okay,
Publicist driven as well,
yeah,
so don't
totally.
pretend.
you know what I mean? But I don't even think they
No,
care.
the artist too. And listening to this interview, I respect her way more. She came across as really genuine in it, and
And
not,
she sounds really
she did.
well-spoken.
Like not like she was reading a script that she'd memorized 10
Well,
minutes earlier.
that's how
so.
exactly how I felt about the album. Like I said, I think she's just being real. She's having fun with it. She's not trying to do anything, and I think that's how she came across in the interview too.
Because she doesn't need to. She has more money than God, and she's actually, I mean, people will debate this, but she is the most popular performer right now.
Plus, moving into the press part, she sounded sincere about that. I think she was throwing out to Madonna, I don't care. The press thing, you could hear it. She was like hurt by this guy.
Well, he is crazy.
Plus, those pictures of him these days, he is
He's
ugly.
crazy.
Jeez, like, get fat. It actually worked a lot better for him
Yeah.
than what he looks like now.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all we have for Gaga. When we come back, we have a little bit more music to talk about. All right, so the next artist we're going to talk about is Little Mix. Now, they've just released their album in the UK. It's called Salute. But first, we're going to talk about their new music video, and it's called Move. Check it out.
Get your back off the wall. Don't you get comfortable. Looking so hot, I think that I might fall. Feeling like it's my birthday, like Christmas taking early. Just what I want, so when we move, you move.
So I don't know if you guys have either seen this video before, or have you guys listened to the whole
It's
album?
been out for a while, right?
a few weeks.
Move has been out for a while.
Okay.
I really wanted to talk about them because we only talk about Gaga, Britney, and
Yes.
Katy Perry.
So
we
they're-
needed someone else in the mix.
Yeah. Oh my god. I didn't mean mine.
You
You're
guys are
going
both
for it.
doing these puns today.
So-
Not even me.
So I fell in love with these girls during X Factor.
You
when-
watched
I
X Factor,
watched
okay.
X Factor. I watched it religiously. The UK one is great. So when they won, I was really excited for it. And they've actually released really, really good stuff, which is surprising. They're staying relevant. This new album, so is it out in the UK?
It's out in the UK.
Yes.
It just released on November 11th, I believe. But it's not
It's-
coming out in the US
doing
or
it in
North America
America.
until
Right.
February.
Yeah.
The album is fantastic. Move actually is not one of the strongest
It's not my favorite
songs.
song, no.
Which surprises me as it being the lead single. I really think Salute should have been the lead single. It's
I
got a
loved
very,
it.
very
Yes.
Beyonce Girls Who Won the World feel to it. Like kind of, I don't know, military. Like it's really, really, really good.
Yeah, I think a lot of the album actually is very Destiny's Child sort of inspired. I got, and
It's,
with a little bit of a
very girl
tribal
group,
sort of.
Yeah, I mean, I really like what these girls are doing.
It's throwback, but super modern, and it's what people want to sound. And like we were playing this while we were getting ready this weekend and having fun.
And they're so cute.
They are.
They're so cute. These girls are good. I love them.
Europe takes it by storm. When bands like hit it big on X Factor, British people and Europe buy in like hordes. So they're going to be doing very well in the US.
All right, well, that's all we have for music. We're going to move on to movies now, and first up on our list is The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Let's take a look at their trailer.
I want you guys to forget everything you think you know about the games. Last year was child's play. This year, you're dealing with all experienced killers.
Any last advice?
Stay alive. Remember who the real enemy is.
This movie looks fantastic. It looks so good. I think they chose the right actors to portray every character. I love that they're not choosing huge actors to portray the tributes. Like, I really like that.
Yeah.
You're talking about the new characters who are coming.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take away from.
So it doesn't
Yes.
take away, you know, like, it's the casting is
Suddenly
really
Tom
good.
Hanks is a f***ing character.
Well, exactly. I mean,
Something
they have some really, like, Julianne Moore is playing President Coin in the third one. But I mean, for the tributes, like the kids who are gonna get killed, or like the old lady that's gonna get killed, I recognize
Are
them.
you ruining this movie for me?
There's a book.
There's a book.
Yes, I understand. I haven't read the book.
Well, I'm not gonna tell you who, but yes, people die. They die to
The old lady
survive.
dies. That gets ruined.
There's like
Congratulations.
7 old ladies.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think the casting for this movie is really well done. I think the movie is gonna be fantastic. And Jennifer Lawrence is essentially perfect.
Yeah, like I hope it's gonna be like 2.5 fucking hours or something super
It will be.
long.
It will be.
Just the production value behind this is insane, and I love when their dresses like burn off and something else, and she goes into this Darkwing thing. It's it is. The
I
first
can't
one.
wait to see it on screen because I pictured it in my head when I was reading the book and it was everything.
Is it gonna be an IMAX thing, or who knows? Did they release it that way?
I don't know.
We'll have to look. I am.
I've already
going
bought
to
my
see this.
ticket.
Have you?
for it, yeah.
When is it?
I'm going opening night. It's November 22nd.
God, you're hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of November 22nd, the next movie that we're going to talk about also comes out that weekend, and that is The Delivery Man. Let's take a look.
In 1994, you donated to a fertility clinic anonymously. Apparently, there was a mix-up at the clinic. What? You were the biological father of 533 children.
These kids need someone to look out for them. Yeah! They need a guardian angel.
Hey, sexy!
What are you doing? You never see a girl before?
When you're looking out for these kids, will you be wearing some kind of cape?
I didn't say superhero. I said guardian angel.
So whoever planned the release of this movie, wah.
Well,
going up
it's
against
a
the Hunger
different crowd
Games.
they're going for.
Yeah.
This is like
There
while
is
you're
some-
dropping your kids off at the movie, you can go
You
watch
can go
this
watch
guy.
this movie.
Sure.
So when I first read about this a few months ago, it was actually on the blog, and I was like, oh, this movie, Vince Vaughn, blah. And then I watched the trailer. So cute.
I thought it was going to be so dumb from the first 30 seconds of this trailer. I'm like, oh, he's going to find himself as a delivery man or something. Then he starts helping out, and he's so cute. The only word to describe
So
this.
I want to cry just thinking about
It's
it. He helps all
adorable.
of his kids, and they
I
don't.
know.
Oh my
Like,
god.
the whole concept seems absolutely ridiculous, but it actually, I think they executed it quite well from the looks of it, and it's hilarious. The 533 children, seriously.
And they're all messed up or adorable
Something's
or trying
wrong
to
with that, yeah.
Oh, it is neat.
I wish it came out the week after, not on Hunger Games.
Well, I don't need to see this opening night. It's not that
True,
big, but
true.
I definitely would watch this
Yeah.
one. I like it.
All right, that wraps up movies. When we come back, we're going to move on to TV.
We're called Tomorrow People.
And we didn't choose the name, I swear.
This isn't happening. It's just another one of my crazy dreams.
You think you're a freak? You're not. Steven, you're on the brink of becoming somebody truly extraordinary. You're one of us.
The name is fucking stupid as shit. Let's just get that out of the way. Although I love their throwaway joke. We didn't come up with it.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, like, oh, kid, son of the
It's
great guy, has all the
very-
special powers.
It's very
Formulaic?
I Am Number 4. Do you remember that
Yes.
movie, I Am
Yeah.
Number
Yeah.
4? I really like, I think Robbie Amell, I mean, that was my TV Hottie of the Year on the show a few weeks ago, but I really like it. The first couple episodes, I was like, okay, they're setting up the story. The third
still
episode,
there.
I was like, oh, where's this going? And then last week's episode, the fourth episode,
Okay.
Yes, good.
like, Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I like when I jump off my couch and stand up and watch my television.
God, I wish we had a
That's when
camera.
it's good. I do that all it's everything, and then I'll sit down on my ottoman and jump up again. Like it was one of those episodes. It was so good.
I had actually not even seen a preview for the show, and I watched it, and I actually would watch it. I think it
It's
looks
you know
really
what?
good.
It's like X-Men. Essentially, it's like X-Men, except they all have the same powers. I love Robbie Amell, and I love the other blonde lead actor. He's totally cute. But the whole base is these people are not human, which is weird. I find it so weird that they don't call them human, even though they are just with special powers, whatever. And they can't kill. Like they can hurt,
Go as
but
far
they
as they
can't.
want,
But they can, once they start trying to kill, something goes off in the brain. However,
Here's a twist.
2 of them can. Because they got genetically modified. So good.
Is that so good?
Yes!
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little.
My only thing
They're
I
just
don't
writing
like.
whatever the f- they
well,
want.
my only thing I don't like is these people can stop time. Like, what is it?
Transport.
Thank you. They can move things with their mind. They can like listen to people.
And they're still
talk.
getting f***ing caught?
And they're still getting
Yeah.
like busted by these humans.
Yeah. Seriously.
WTF? Like what? Just flick the gun out of their hand and move on.
Yeah.
It's not a storyline if they can do that all the time,
Jeez.
though. So I'm willing to keep going. I'm like with bottoming. Try it 4 times and see if you like it. So I'm gonna keep until this episode that you're claiming is worth it.
I am gonna keep on because it comes on right after my Arrow. So it's I'm on
My Arrow.
Wednesdays.
Well, it's well placed for people who are into that.
Absolutely. That's why it got all the ratings.
And he is bangable. If I meet him, I will flirt with him.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
All right. Well, the next show we're going to talk about is Dracula. It's on NBC, starring Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. Let's take a look.
You seek to draw her in. You have the power to simply take her.
To turn her into such as I am would be an abomination.
So are you guys watching this? I, for one, am not.
I mean, the previews are all like him and 1,300 women all clad in red, and they're all like banging in a floor. It's weird, and it's trying to be sexual.
I mean, weren't vampires so 2 years ago?
It's Vampire Diaries is doing it right. We've already got a show for this. I don't know why I need to go back in time where like light bulbs are being invented, and that's interesting. They're trying to throw in this whole like Van Helsing angle to it, and like throwing up names that we know from back in those days.
Yeah.
But,
Did it get a full season?
It's got enough. I think it's got a half. I don't really know. I didn't even research it. I don't care about it that much.
I don't know anything about it. I have no interest in it whatsoever, and I have my vampire.
Well, I think it's
show.
from the creators of the Downton Abbey, and it has the guy from the Tudors, so it's...
It's a British-American mix, the way it's been done. So, I mean, that lends a little cachet to it, but the trailer doesn't get me that interested.
Yeah, not me neither.
I'm not going to do it. Unless they make it a full season, it gets renewed, people say good things, then I'll waste my time and go backwards. So, until then.
All right, well, the next thing we were going to talk about, actually, you suggested this, and that was a gay movie or a gay show that we watched when we were younger and how it affected us. So I don't know if you guys thought about it.
Oh God.
Well, I know you had
Does
something.
porn count?
Well, what I was going to say...
Yours
actually-
was Oz. We already know this.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to hear what
Okay,
yours
well, I
guys'
think
was.
a typical one that I could have said is Queer as Folk, obviously, but I was trying to think of something else, and remember that Columbia House where you could order movies and CDs and
Sure.
whatever like that? So I ordered the movie Threesome because I knew there was 2 guys and a girl in one, and like that was probably as close to gay that I could get and keep it in my house somewhere. But yeah, that was probably like the gayest thing that one of the first gay things that I watched, and I would like hide it in case people came over, and it wasn't even... There's only one gay part in the end where like the straight guy touches the gay guy on the butt, like when they're having a 3-way, and that was really it. But
Is that why you're so sexually repressed? That's all you've ever seen?
Like the gayest. I mean, like I used to watch Sailor Moon and
That's pretty gay.
like Clueless and all those girly movies.
No,
like that's pretty gay.
Proper gay.
I watched all that
Tommy.
stuff too.
I don't know.
You have nothing.
I can't think of anything
How
from
did
when I
you
was.
turn into this? Mine actually, it's not just the Oz one. Mine's a music video, and and you might not have seen this, but it's the Skunk and Nancy music video from years ago. She's this bald, really beautiful black British singer, and there's this song called Secretly. And it's about 2 guys and a girl, and they're just hanging out in a hotel room. And the girl realizes that the 2 guys are in love, and she like lets them be in love and leaves. But the song came out I think early '90s, and it was just really cool. And they were really cute guys. And
Do we have a clip of the video?
I'm sure we can find one.
Okay,
So let's
let's check it
go
out.
for it. So, it came out when I was young, and I wouldn't watch this around my parents, and I really liked the music video, and once I was finally able to, like, have a YouTube access or something, I was really into it, and I've still loved it ever since, even though it's a really odd fucking song, but...
I used to really get turned on by LL Cool J.
Oh, God.
Doing it. That video's really good.
Move on. Tommy's embarrassing this. He's ruined this for me.
All right, well, that's all we have for TV, and we're going to talk about some gay topics. And the first one I wanted to talk about was a documentary that I just watched called Bridegroom. Let's take a look at the trailer.
I received a phone call from one of Tom's relatives, and she wanted to let me know that I wasn't welcome to attend his funeral, because if I do show up, his uncle and his father had planned an attack.
They're not fighting against having a gay son. What they're fighting against is love.
I feel like that's my responsibility, like my duty now. Try to live life like you did. So, thank you, Tom.
So I just watched this documentary, and it's actually the #1 or #2 documentary on Netflix right now. And it's
Netflix Canada?
No, North America.
It's on British, it's on Canada, it's on everyone's.
Yeah. So it's by a guy named Shane Bitney Crone, and he used to be with a guy named Tom Bridegroom, and it's telling the story about how when his partner accidentally died and fell off, a building.
So devastating.
It's devastating, but when he went to the hospital, he couldn't see him because he wasn't family technically, and then his family was very anti-gay, and so he wasn't allowed to the funeral, and so it tells the story. He was already documenting his life for a long time, so it kind of tells the whole story, how they met. They're the cutest couple, and it's so sad, and I think it's an important story to be told for sure.
It's too sad for me.
I know.
This trailer alone, I'm like,
but
no.
this trailer wasn't the first thing that they did. They did
Right,
like a 10-minute YouTube thing.
That's what got picked up.
And that's what got picked up, and then they changed it. I remember when I watched that YouTube thing, I was like, oh, this is sad. And then I forgot about it, and then I was like, oh God, they made a movie about it. And I was like, what's this gonna be like? And then I watched the trailer today, and I was like, oh God, he fell off a roof. That is so sad.
Oh yeah, and so how that happened is...
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
No, so the guy was with his friend who is hearing impaired, and they were just doing a little photo shoot, and he was, trying to make her look sexy, and he was backing up, and then he fell off the building. And so she called 911, and of course she couldn't hear on the phone, so she had to pass it to someone else.
That is enough. I do not want to talk. This is. I'm gonna.
But I think you should watch it.
We're gonna watch it. I mean, maybe. I'll Wikipedia.
Okay. Well, if you want, we'll move on to a lighter topic.
This one's really intense.
Okay. The next one I want to talk about is a new HBO comedy, a gay comedy, and it's called Looking. Let's take a look at their first teaser trailer. So this looks really good. I mean, it's a short teaser.
What looks good? The guy's faces and the letter O, that's what looks good?
They're building it up. It's a teaser. It's on HBO. I don't think
it's on HBO. Okay. That looks good.
Hold on. Is this the one with... Who's in this one?
You are not going to know any of these names.
The guy from Broadway who's dating Zachary Levy. Not Zachary Levy. The other Zachary Quinto.
Quinto?
What's his name?
There's 3 guys. One of them's from like Guiding Light or something. The other one's some British guy.
But it's supposed to be like the gay Sex in the City.
Oh yeah, okay. I know this one. I think my
30s.
friend is on it. He's got not a cameo, but like a recurring role in it.
Oh,
I'll be watching.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
I don't know. I just like, for accurate gay life, like you get drunk, you go to the bar, you're like, hey, and then you go have sex. I can't imagine.
I think that's what they're trying to do, and they mentioned Grindr in it and everything.
I just feel like they're gonna tame it down for like, oh, and then we talked and like I really got along with him and da-da-da, and then oh, we accidentally had sex. It's like, no, you get drunk and you stick it in. Like that's what gay sex is, and I don't.
In the bathroom of the bar, then you
Remember,
go. Remember,
it is on HBO, so I think they probably will push the boundaries on what you. Contrary to what you might
it's a comedy rather than like a drama, so I think they're going to try to be funny.
But Sex in the City was a comedy, and I think they pushed the boundaries on some stuff, no?
Sure, but straight sex is boring, and that's how it actually happens.
They're really going to need to, like, jump over that line to make it any kind of realistic.
Or else I'm gonna turn it off.
Or else it's not gonna be what that's the word accurate.
Well, the name is Looking, so I think it's all about sex, right? They're all in their 30s.
Or they may be looking for love.
Oh God, nobody's looking for love.
In all the wrong places.
Yeah.
Well, you're not anymore because you have had 2 dates with this guy now.
2 more than I've ever had. Anyway, I like Tommy. I think they're really gonna have to go like an HBO crazy on this.
It's going to have to
and it's San Fran. You know what happens in San Fran?
Everything.
Yeah.
You know what
happened in San Fran. Here you go. Everything is right.
You did everything.
Yeah, everything did me. The point is, you bang 7 guys in a night. That's what looking is. So if if these guys aren't accurately representing what's happening in that
Then
city,
it's gonna be a waste
people
of
are just
time.
gonna
Well, we
move
will
on.
find out in January when it debuts, and that's all we have for our topics today, unless you guys have anything else.
No.
Oh, I think you're going somewhere with this.
Well, I was gonna go, woohoo,
Your
good episode.
super Latina chola eyebrows.
They're pretty much drawn on. Oh, I love my eyebrows. They're so good.
We were talking
you can
to
come
Adam
in
about-
close, honey. There is not one stray hair.
We were talking to Adam about threading before we started, so that's what that
It's
is
the
all
straightest of the gay men here. I don't know what it is, so I found that out.
All right, well, that's all we have for today, guys. Thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Bye.